Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin. With 35 long and successful years behind us, we head into a new era of discovering Wisconsin, and I couldn't think of a better person to lead the way than my friend and former co-host Stephanie Clay.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Today on Discover Wisconsin, we're exploring Lake Geneva. It's always been the place.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
Located in southeastern Wisconsin, Lake Geneva has a long and colorful history of attracting visitors from around the world. A great way to experience Lake Geneva is on the water. So I'm sending it over to Josh, who's going to show you a unique boat tour you have to do.
Tour boats have been an important feature of Lake Geneva since the 1800s. They provided transportation services and mail delivery to local residents. In fact, U.S. Mailboat has been delivering mail in Lake Geneva for over 100 years. But did you know you can ride along? That's right, just jump aboard the Walworth, one of Lake Geneva's historical tour boats. Ray, I'm excited to go on this Mailboat tour. Tell me about how did this get started?
Well, Mailboat started back in 1916, and up until then, the people on the lake had to come here to the city docks and walk up to the post office and get their own mail. Well, in 1916, the predecessor to this company, then called the Wisconsin Transportation Company, had a conversation with the post office trying to figure out how to make this economically viable. That's where the passenger carrying part of it comes in, and it ends up being our most popular tour.
So this boat goes around the lake just as a tour of the lake and then stops and delivers mail on the way.
Oh, yes and no. We don't do much stopping. We drive by. We have a contract with the post office to deliver the lake mail for that summer season. The summer season is and always has been mid-June and mid-September.
On the Mailboat tour, you'll also get to see and learn about some of the most beautiful homes in Wisconsin.
For the people on the lake, the Mailboat sort of spells summer. That first time the Mailboat comes in the spring, that means it's summer. We're here at the lake. It's very special to people.
Let's join Alex at one of the historical estates on Geneva Lake.
Lake Geneva Cruise Line also offers a tour that stops at Black Point Estate. Over 130 years old, this Queen Anne-style mansion and gardens offer a glimpse into Lake Geneva's past. So we are at the beautiful and historical Black Point Estate, for those who aren't familiar. What is this place?
So Black Point Estate is a 19th century Queen Anne stick-style summer cottage that was built for the Sipe family. They were a Chicago brewing family. Conrad Sipe was the brewer, Katerina was his wife. And they have this house built as a summer retreat so that family could escape the hustle and bustle and, to be honest, the pollution of Chicago, and really recreate and enjoy this beautiful lake. Unfortunately, he dies in January of 1890, but his widow, Katerina, spans the property from the original 27 acres to roughly 100 acres, fully functioning farm, additional lake frontage, and then it's passed down through the female side of the family for almost 100 years. This same family, 4 generations, owned and operated this as a summer retreat until 2005. And when they donated it to the state, we opened up as a museum in 2007. All the furniture that you see was left here. All the artwork, all the personal effects. So we did not need to go to an antique shop or a rummage sale to repopulate the house with period items. It's all part of this collection. We're on the National Register of Historic Places mainly because of the architecture.
And it's open to the public. How can people enjoy and see this place?
So we're open through the Lake Geneva Cruise Line. All of our guests come through the cruise line by boat, which provides a really nice experience.
Take the steps down to the lake and you'll find a lakeshore path that will lead you past other historical and impressive estates. I think I'll take a walk.
I am pumped to be part of the historic 35th season of Discover Wisconsin. My name is Jack Taylor, and I joined the team as a host back in 2019, and I can't wait for you to join us on some more Wisconsin adventures.
Welcome back to Lake Geneva on Discover Wisconsin. Lake Geneva is one of Wisconsin's favorite destinations. The area offers award-winning restaurants, shopping, and resorts with all the amenities. The Geneva Lakeshore Path is a public footpath that allows you to walk the entire shoreline of Geneva Lake. Let's join Alex on her trek along the shore path.
I don't know what's more stunning, the lake or the homes on the lake. I think it's the homes. The walking path gives you a closer look at some of the most valued properties in all of Wisconsin, and the history of these homes makes it even more interesting. The development of the railroad and the Chicago fire in 1871 brought many prominent Chicago families to the area and further development on the lake. You may recognize the names of Wrigley, Schwinn, Morton, Fields, or Olmsted. And of course, you'll find a range of architectural periods and styles. Stone Manor is the largest estate on Geneva Lake. It was built for Otto Young. Construction began in 1891, and there are 7 levels, including a rooftop terrace and pool. And one particular stretch, known as the Miracle Path, is intended to be a place of peace and inspiration for all visitors. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Luckily, this path isn't 1,000 miles. It's only 21. The Miracle Path is lined with art and motivational quotes. Walkers are encouraged to sign a guest book sharing a miracle they're hoping for, a prayer request, or a simple thank you. Walking through here just puts a smile on your face.
Another fun and unusual land experience in the area is Safari Lake Geneva, perfect for families and animal lovers. You are so cute.
Safari Lake Geneva allowed me to manifest this overarching desire I've always had to really immerse people in wildlife. They'll drive through multiple game reserves here at Safari Lake Geneva, each with different resident animals. The ostrich, the world's largest living antelope, the eland, the giraffe, of course, as well as a lot of other animals that most people have heard of, but oftentimes many have never seen one. The yak and the water buffalo. Those are miniature zebu. We've got one of the smallest zebus in the world here.
Do these guys like to eat?
That's an understatement. Folks purchase special grain made just to our specifications. You can feed the giraffes at Safari Lake Geneva from a standing position right near our baby Boma Animal Nursery, where they can get up and close to a variety of new babies and expectant mothers.
Are there animals here that are threatened?
There are the scimitar horned oryx, an antelope from northern Africa, classified as extinct in the wild, even though efforts are underway to reintroduce them. The addax, an antelope from northern Africa that is considered critically endangered. This was the culmination of a lifelong dream for me since I was probably 10 or 11 years old. The fact that it is a family business means it's extra special. Of course, consider myself so fortunate that we were able to make it materialize right here in beautiful Walworth County, Wisconsin. Clearly, these are memorable experiences in addition to being quite educational. The look in the little kids' eyes when they see an exotic animal up close is also a tremendous sense of satisfaction. And in some small way, I like to think that this might be the spark that creates the next generation of jungle jays.
Want to learn more about our favorite places to visit in Wisconsin? Subscribe to Discover Wisconsin's official podcast, The Cabin.
Find out where Chicago gangsters used to get away when we return. Discover Wisconsin is back in Lake Geneva. There are 2 other beautiful lakes in the area, Delavan Lake and Lake Como. Both offer unique opportunities to get away and relax. or get out and play.
Delavan Lake is really unique in the area. Not only is it a great sized lake so close here to Lake Geneva, it's just a little over a third of the size, but you can get out here with a little less activity that's going out there. An open lake, great for fishing. We look at all the different attractions that we offer. Everything from golf to a beautiful spa, to the lake activities, 3 pools, beautifully appointed guest rooms. The Lake Lawn Queen was originally a boat that was assembled in northern Wisconsin. This is a boat that is 76 feet long, 20 feet wide. We have great offerings on the Lake Lawn Queen, narrated tours about the history of the lake. This is one of the largest collections of Frank Lloyd Wright homes that individuals will get to hear about. But in addition to that, we have sunset tours, there's wine tours, perfect for weddings, for rehearsal dinners, gatherings of a family. And this is really the perfect excursion for Lake Delavan.
Lake Como is another beautiful jewel in the Lake Geneva area. It's a little quieter, it's great for fishing and for water sports. It has a lot of unique points of interest and a very colorful history. So we're going to take a tour, starting here at Mars Resort. So Arnie, here we are, we're only like a mile from Geneva Lake, but Lake Como here seems to have a whole different vibe.
This lake has a great mixture of residential and commercial along it. There's golf courses here, there's other restaurants, the French Country Inn, our hotel, and then there's Mars Resort. So when you're here, you never have to leave.
This lake seems like you could do just about every kind of outdoor recreation on it.
Lake Como is great because it's a little bit smaller, so it doesn't get as rough. But you can definitely do water sports here and have a great time with your family. There's a lot of space to anchor up and fish for largemouth bass.
So Arnie, this place looks interesting. What are we passing by here?
This is the French Country Inn. It's a 25-room hotel, literally 10 feet from the water. When you're on the deck and come out of your room, you actually feel like you're on a cruise ship. The original lobby was actually built in Copenhagen, and it was brought over on a ship for the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893. A gentleman named Christian Hermansen, piece by piece, brought it up here and then rebuilt it as the lobby, and it was called the Lake Como Hotel. His son took over and ran it through Prohibition, became friends with the Dillinger gang, John Dillinger, Bugs Moran, Babyface Nelson, and they would bring beer, and there was a speakeasy in the basement, and they would kind of distribute it back into Chicago through the speakeasy here at the Lake Como Hotel.
Mars Resort is going on 100 years as a popular lakeside restaurant. Inside you got a cool supper club vibe. Outside the patio is perfect for a beautiful day like this. The food is renowned. They have amazing ribs and fish fry. And yes, you can get a brandy old fashioned here. I got mine. Cheers.
Mars Resort has been around since 1923. It was originally called the Old Glory Camp. Just a little fishing camp. It was only open in the summertime. And in around 1946, the Marzalak family actually bought it, and it became a year-round open restaurant.
As kids, we grew up on the lake, spending our summers in the water all summer long, and we never knew we'd be part of Mars Resort. We were looking for a new opportunity. Arnie reached out to me and said, let's do a joint venture, something near and dear to our hearts. We closed January of 2016, did a full renovation of it, and made it what it is today.
It's like a throwback in time. You walk in and you feel like you're back with your family and friends hanging out, pull up around the bar so you're able to see everybody and talk to everyone across the aisle. Our food is fantastic. Prime rib, charred chicken. We sell about 40,000 pounds of ribs a year. And of course our famous fish fry.
Mars Resort could get pretty busy in the summers, but we have a wonderful waiting area for people right down here by the lake. We have live bands, plenty of other entertainment options for you to just relax and let everything dissolve away. Have an old fashioned or two while you're waiting for dinner right down here by the water.
And we'll even bring the boat out. It goes out every half hour from the dock so that you're able to go out and see the actual lake. Customers come up to you all the time and say, wow, this is such a fun place. When we get full and we're busy, you just walk from the front all the way down along the beach and everyone's having a great time.
Hey everybody, Josh Casey here. Happy 35th anniversary, Discover Wisconsin. I just started hosting last year and I already got stuck in a cave.
Lake, land, and sky. We're exploring Lake Geneva on Discover Wisconsin.
Well, we've seen Lake Geneva by lake and land. Let's take to the sky for a totally different vantage point. And Lake Geneva Balloon Company, they've been giving guests a lift since 2002.
So like many of our guests, I was completing a bucket list. We were celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary, and I thought it'd be a romantic thing to do. I'm a romantic at heart. I was in the air for 15 minutes, and I thought it was the coolest thing I ever did.
That's real quick inspiration.
Oh yeah, I was bit by the bug. I mean, it was immediate. So I started taking lessons within a couple months. First, it was about learning how to fly a balloon really well. Then it was about building a business because I hadn't done that. But now it really is those interactions and those experiences that I have with people. They're in the basket with me for an hour. We get to chat about a lot of different things while we're up there, and many, many times it's emotional. We're bringing back childlike wonder to people. People ask me all the time, what do you do for a living? I turn people into 10-year-olds. Whether they're on the ground or in the basket, there's something about a hot air balloon that just kind of taps into that childlike wonder.
Now, what makes ballooning, going up in a hot air balloon in the Lake Geneva area so unique?
Well, I think the first thing is the Lake Geneva area is beautiful. We have lakes, we have the Kettle Moraine area that's just east of town. You get to see a lot of wildlife. You know, we usually see deer, fox, coyotes. It really is just a beautiful area to fly over.
Another way to explore the sky and beyond is at Yerkes Observatory in Williams Bay. It opened in October 1897 and is home to the world's largest refracting telescope. The incredible building was designed by Henry Ives Cobb in 1895.
Henry Ives Cobb built what I think is his masterpiece, but it's also his most ridiculous building. It's so fun and whimsical and just full of mystery.
What is it most known for?
So it's famous for being a full astronomy school, the birthplace of American astrophysics, studying the personality of space, telling you that moon's a jerk, how fast that moon is moving. William Morgan discovered the shape of the Milky Way in this building. This is where Edwin Hubble, the most famous astronomer of the 20th century, got his PhD. Carl Sagan lived and worked here also. And to walk in their footsteps is a really neat experience. It's not like typical observatories where it's one dome and one telescope, or it's one telescope on top of a mountain. This is 50 acres and a complete astrophysics school. It is home to the world's largest refracting telescope, the old lens style. Technology changed really quickly after this thing was built, and they went to the mirror. So it's remained the great dinosaur in the sky. And it's just breathtaking to walk into this dome and see this 90-foot diameter dome and this 63-foot, 160,000-pound tube. American engineering at its finest.
I'm really excited because you are now open for tours.
We get to take people in all the hidden spaces, as we call them, like underneath the dome where Thomas Edison's DC motor is. We've been able to take people in the research libraries where you can look in the backs of the books and see that Nancy Grace Roman checked this out. It has so many different topics, from landscape design to restoration to science to astrophotography. Somebody's going to get something out of this.
Lake Geneva offers extraordinary adventures and a rich history that will have you coming back time and time again. By boat, land, or sky, you'll discover what generations before us knew. It's always been the place.
What would you do if you knew you could not fail? To bring anything into your life, imagine it is already there.